A ride up or roll up is when you drive the rear tire into the bottom of the obstacle and the rear tire stays on the obstacle and drives all the way to the top. You're just giving it one burst of throttle at the bottom. It isn't a double blip with two bursts of throttle. It isn't a zap where you're trying to lift the rear tire up. Not a splatter where you're trying to jump off the ground. You're just driving to the top, which is a pretty basic technique, but it can also get you up some pretty advanced ledges. I'm going to start small here, and this rock is pretty mellow, so I won't even need to wheelie. And for a ride up, I'm just going to come in at a decent pace. Don't want to go too fast. You want to practice building all your speed right before the obstacle. So I'm going to roll up to it. When my front tire is just about to hit it, that's when I'm going to get on the power, and I'm going to power until the rear tire hits it. That's when I let off and use the momentum of the flywheel to coast to the top. When the front end is coming up and getting steeper, that's when I lean forward over the bike to keep the front end from looping out over backwards. While you can hit this in any gear, second is a great place to start because it can help you on small obstacles and big ones. You should be able to give it all the power you need at the bottom, so you shouldn't need any throttle on the actual rock. You can control your speed with the clutch if you have too much, but you want to give it enough at the bottom to make it to the top. This one is a bit taller, a bit steeper, and there's a ledge on top. So there's a couple things I can change to make sure I do it clean. I can either come in a little bit more aggressively, give it more power at the bottom, enough that I have enough momentum from the flywheel to carry me all the way to the top, or I can come in about the same speed, about the same power, but continue the power when my rear tire hits, drive for a couple feet on the rock to make sure I get to the top. Depending on your riding style and the conditions, you might want to try both and see which one you like more. When things start to get bigger and steeper, there's a few things that need to change as well. Now it's almost like you're doing a splatter, but you're delaying it a bit. You're not trying to jump off of the ground completely because you want the rear tire to roll into the face of it. So you're dropping your body down, pulling the clutch in, getting the RPMs up, dump the clutch, extend with your body, try to wheelie as big as you can. There's a good chance the front tire will hit. That's okay. It actually can benefit you and keep the skid plate from hitting, because if you just do a big wheelie, when the rear tire hits, it's easy for the front end to come down too early and catch the skid plate. So let the front tire hit, but stay forward and continue to push it forward to land the bike up on top clean. On taller stuff like this, the rear end might hit and rebound away from the face of the rock, but as long as you're leaning far enough forward when that happens and ready to push the bike forwards underneath you, then the momentum from doing that should help land the bike safely on top. But if you stay leaning too far back, then when it hits and rebounds, it's going to want to rebound away from the rock. So make sure you get way up over the front of the bars, then be ready to push the bike to the top. When the rear tire hits, bend your knees to soak up the rebound, then push your feet down and slip the clutch to control the rear tire. That should give you a pretty good start on roll-ups, but remember, even though it's one technique, there are so many different ways you can do it depending on your riding style, the conditions, and the obstacle that you're hitting. So remember to practice a few different ways and in a few different gears. Good luck!